Everybody wants to be an astronaut. Take the long, tall train to the sun.
Howdy everyone, hello and back to more for the Golden Path Internationals Tournament, being sponsored by Unfussable Narrative. I am your host and commentator, the BlackShadow. Of course, always, if you like what we do, feel free to follow the channel and also check out my coffee page in the description. Today we're going to look at Group Q. Now, this is one of the first groups we covered a good 2 or 3 weeks or so ago with the Week 1 action, which is a really, really close game actually until Cameron pulled away at the very far end here. But we're into week 4 now, as you can see. Everyone has played 2 games now at this point. Table definitely shaping up here. Reminder, of course, that the top 2 players at the end of the groups will qualify directly into the knockouts. 3rd, 4th, and some of the best 5th places of the tournament will make their way through the wildcards after qualified there and go through the additional round. HeccinGoober has had a pretty good tournament so far. Managing to win both of his opening games, putting himself in a really good spot to look to make a qualification push here. But other than that, everything the play for here. We're going to be seeing Radofix as well in this one. BarsandCat and Mullins, who do need to be picking up some points here. So, important games. If HeccinGoober can get himself a win or a 2nd place here, you'd think he's probably nailed on to make his qualification push into the knockouts here. But everyone has a lot to play for in this pretty tight group. Alright then, so we're getting ourselves settled down for the game here. So, of course, so again, we've got HeccinGoober here, we've got BarsandCat, Radofix, and Mullins, also known as BosseGiraf, or Giraffe. I'm not entirely sure how best to pronounce that sometimes. All settling in here. So, let's look at our row here, and it's a busy one. Apologies for that, we were having some lag issues. I don't know what that was about. Anyway, so yeah, some big cards here on the row. This is going to definitely encourage some Helenas or Ekazes. Of which both are in the game here. So, Quizzes Hatterack, one of the most powerful cards in the entire game here. Opening up Brother and Mother behind as well. Incredibly powerful. A fantastic reveal, even if you don't use her main ability. Balance Ambition, very strong. Water Peddler, very desirable for the water. And Skill Compact is hardly bad. You know, getting Dreadnoughts, getting those Negotiators. So, very funky row. But lots of desirable cards here. Tech-wise, pretty expensive here. Flagship, we've got here for the whole 8 spice there. Someone will probably look to pick that up before the game is out, though. Hodgson Engine for Cardrone could pair really well with Mahayam. And Chow Murky as well, which I still think has a lot of value in the group stages. You know, getting that extra half a point, basically. We're just winning endgame tiebreakers. Pretty significant. And those 2 injury cards, not that bad. So, leader-wise, let's see what we've got here as well. So, noted, yeah, Helena, Ekaz here, the Baron, 100. I think most people are playable here. I don't think I'd be probably picking Ariana. Like, Water Peddler's there, which kind of, like, gives her a bit less value. And the Earl is, sadly, the Earl. I also wouldn't say this is the best pool of trades. You've got tons of unload stuff here. So if you can find any way to unload your cards, that's huge. But that's going to be difficult for a lot of people to do. So maybe Ekaz some trashing might be of some use. So leaders are going to be selected here. Radofix in 4th spot will punt immediately for Helena. Not a surprising choice, by any stretch of imagination. BarsandCat's in 3rd here. I mean, a lot of choices here. Like, even Yuna perhaps isn't too bad. Kind of depends how you see it. You're obviously going to be nervous about the fact that Baron is in this row. And you're going to be pretty concerned that either Baron or Tez is getting picked in 2nd spot here. Both very, very strong. Very, very dangerous in that spot. And this is not a bad board for them anyways. Balance Ambition as well. Very scary card here. That is a very powerful ring ability. So we do see Baron in 3rd. I suspect we're going to see Tezia in 2nd, if I had to guess, for Goober here. Remember, Goober, if he can win or get 2nd place here, he probably secures his passageway to the knockout stages. And then Boss is going to have an interesting choice in 1st position with not a lot of information here. I think I'd like to take Tezia here. And then it puts Boss in a bit of an awkward spot. Tezia as well in 2nd position just feels really good. You don't know that Baron's out. It's possible. So we do see Tezia in 2nd position. Again, not a surprise. And now it's an interesting spot for Boss here, what he wants to do. I mean, Ekaz looks tempting. Hundro isn't the worst with Skill Compact. That could pair together pretty nicely. The ring ability as well is very notable here. The fact the ring is available there. That's going to be highly desirable. And now the ring abilities, like, Hundro has the best one probably of the lot. Oh, Memnon, to be fair, getting the spice back is not terrible. I'd be shocked to see him played here. But it's a little tricky here. I don't think... none of these feel particularly amazing in first position. I think we'll see Hundro, if I had to guess. Maybe Ekaz to get hold of Peddler or Ixguild. Possibly. Techs are expensive, so Ixguild's reveal of the 2 negotiators does have extra value here. But it's not an easy choice, and I don't envy this, really. I don't think I'd be picking Ariana. I don't think I'd pick Memnon. I don't think this is a Paul Atreides game. Much as I thoroughly enjoyed playing him, and I think it's a lot of fun, this is not a good board for him, I don't think. I think we'll see Ekaz or Hundro. Depends how Boss sees it, however. But I think I'd probably go Hundro for lack of any other knowledge. Well. Huh. Alright, well, here we go then, kids. It is, we are off to the races. Oh, Memnon will open up here. Okay. Let's get our scoreboard up and running here. There we go. Lovely. That's not something you're going to see very often, by the way. Oh, my goodness. Okay, so, Baron Harkonnen needs to pick his token before anything happens here. Baron's probably going to pick the usual 2, you would imagine. I think once you're in 3rd spot, or 4th spot especially, you can perhaps not necessarily take the Fremen. I think spacing is pretty much automatic in Rise of X, but the Fremen I don't think is as clear-cut later on. I think you can consider going elsewhere. I don't hate it. But we're going to be off to the races, so here we go. Tessia Vernis has drawn a pretty hideous hand here. Probably just going to go smuggling and then something else we'll see. Memnon pills both his diplomacies now. It is the smuggling it's the Influence Solari skirmish here. Very desirable. Baron is going to be able to Masterstroke here. El Memnon decides to go Steel Suits first. And Helena has pulled Signet Ring, but no diplomacy cards, so a little bit awkward this for some players. I imagine Tessia is going to open up with smuggling here. She would love to have gone in on Hardy Warriors here, but has not drawn any access cards. Can't do anything about that. I think smuggling, and then reassessment. Maybe use smuggling and Boundless Ambition? Or maybe even smuggle and then try to tech negotiate to pick up Mahayim? Mother Mahayim in Tessia's hands, very scary. You just want faction access cards. I would not be insta-revealing for Mahayim. I think you should be at least taking smuggling here, minimum. Maybe smuggle, put some troops in, and then smuggle again to get your Swordmaster. But it's awkward. You're going to have both your faction cards next round, as it stands. So it's a little bit awkward. But I think smuggling has to be the opening play here, and it is done so. So Goober will start with that. Baron, I imagine, will Hardy Warriors here. Great combat for him. Solari, the bump. Every reason to get involved here, and we'll see that exactly. Now, what does Helena decide to Signet Ring here? She's got 4 Persuasion in hand outside the ring, so she can definitely Signet Ring Boundless and take that down. But Boundless is not a great Signet Ring. Helena's Signet Ring is a bit awkward for Boundless. Doesn't work particularly great here, so do you maybe take Mahayim off the board? No one's going to get hold of Kwisatz Haderach yet. You don't need to worry about that. Obviously, you're noticing Memnon has taken the extra water, so that's a concern. That's something you should be noting here. You could also take Peddler and just get it for free. But I think I'd be taking Mahayim off here. Maybe go to Arakeen to get hold Mahayim. Go to Carthag instead. We'll take Carthag off anyway, so they're going to infiltrate using the Eyes Ever ability and go tech negotiation to get Mahayim. That'll be the plan. Picks up Council Dispensation for the intrigue here. Not bad. That should get some use out of this, I imagine, before the end of the game. Pretty easy for Helena to get High Council if she wants it. Memnon back up here. Memnon with more of his other diplomacy card. Feels like he's got to use it. I don't really know what else you're going to do here. I guess just go Wealth? Fold Space has not been taken by anyone, which is kind of insane. But of course, only one person had access, and that was the Baron, and he wanted to go Hardy Warriors first. So I think you kind of have to go Fold Space here, right? You can't let Baron win this combat and go Fold Space. That seems kind of ridiculous. I think you're forced into it, and I don't think it's a bad move. I think you kind of want to get hold of Wealth for the money, But you cannot let Baron go there. That's just, like, seems completely insane. To let him win this combat, get 4 bumped, and then take a 5th one to wherever he wants. That seems kind of ridiculous. Tezzy's up. So Tezzy cannot get access to Mahaim now. Boundless Ambition's sitting in the row. Missionaria was the next card to come off the row here. What do you want to do here? It's kind of interesting and awkward. I mean, the thing is, Mahaim has come off the side. But Helena did not go Arakeen here. So you think she's going to take negotiation, or she's probably just insta-revealing. So I don't think you need to worry about Helena actually going into combat here. If you're sitting there as Tezzy, you can probably go Arakeen yourself and just put in a troop, and look to take over Solari. I don't think you need to be scared about Helena here. If you're being knowledgeable here, like if Helena had gone to Arakeen, then I think it's mono. But the fact she went to Karfag is very telling, and she still didn't put in any troops anyway, so I don't think she's going to get involved. So I think Arakeen is fine. If you find your Signet Ring or one of your diplomacy cards, so be it. But I think you've got to be doing that. I think you've got to go Arakeen here. Does agree. And diplomacy, so be it. You got Seek Allies. It's not a disaster. Now, do you put in 3 or 4? I think... Oh, 3 or 4, what am I talking about? It's going to put in the 3 here. I don't really like... It's obviously concerned about Helena coming in, but you really don't need to be scared about this. Like, 2 is fine. 2 and the dagger is plenty. If you want to deny Memnon the extra coin. To be honest, I'd have just probably put in 1, but I guess it's fine. Baron will go Wealth, probably. Yin does. Got a free action. Might as well. And then Helena will tech negotiate to look to get hold of Mohaim. Okay, so let's go to the reveals here. So, Memnon's got 3. I don't hate Memnon actually going to, like, Peddler here. I think it's logical. Gets the extra water. Wow, more big cards here. Charm Directorship turns up on the row here. Some huge cards here for Helena. My goodness. I would be tempted as Helena just to go High Council immediately with the strength of the cards out there. My gosh. Tezzy's going to reveal for 5. And take Boundless Ambition. Pretty decent. Pretty scary, actually. Lots of chase potential there now with that. Baron's going to reveal for 3. Gene Manipulation turns from the row. Surely will be taking that. I imagine he takes that instead of Ixkill. Ixkill was fun. But surely Gene Manipulation is the way to go here. And then Helena will be taking Mother Mahaim. Memnon also opting just to take the... just taking the Peddler and the Liaison though, which seems fine. Does go Ixkill Compact instead. Interesting. Okay. Interesting. I think I would have probably taken Manipulation, but I guess either way. Negotiate withdraw the next card, very desirable. So a lot of big cards here on this opening row. I think everyone's reasonably happy with the opening round. Memnon perhaps would have liked to have taken an extra coin, but he's got an absolute ton of water here, which is really strong. So he's going to probably make a push to get hold of Holtzman very early here. And I think that's a good idea for Memnon here. Memnon's going to try and pick up either Chone Directorship or Kwisatz Haderach. Can't let Helena get both of those. If he can pick up one, that's going to be huge. So second round. Arakeen is the opening conflict, so immediate city fighting going on here. The Solari also in second and third place. Pretty desirable early on. People want to get all the sword masters and such. So this is going to be a heavy foot of the conflict here. Helena's going to want to get involved. Obviously, both diplomacy cards, so threatening hardy warriors. Baron does have Instellar access. Tezia has one of her access cards to Fold Space. Now, do they decide to go for it now? Or do they leave it be? Bit awkward this for Tezia. Tezia also wants to just go smuggling. You know, I honestly don't hate Tezia. Just go smuggling, take the cash, Swordmaster, and then kind of go from there. I think you just got to accept your hand's drawn really weird. You're going to have to wait for a little while to get hold of your Fold Space access. But you'll be able to get there beforehand using your Signet Ring and be able to sift it around. So I think I'd probably just secure Swordmaster straight away and use that as your advantage. You had a dodgy hand. Just get actions. And use that to help, fund your Signet Ring so you can get back to Fold Space when it comes back round to you. Baron's already got it on your left side. Memnon, if he wants to take it, can go to High Council and get in front of you anyways. So I really don't... I almost don't want to go Fold Space here as Tezia. I think you're better off doing something else. and does agree. So we're going to see the play to wealth here. Is maybe Tezia considering early High Council to look to find their way to Cho'am or Quetzal's Haderach here? They haven't got either of their convincing arguments in hand here, so maybe they're thinking ahead to next turn. You know what? I don't hate it. I don't hate that at all. A lot of big cards to be fighting for here. So I maybe that's where Tezzia's gonna. It's a brave move. Like, it's always, you've got to feel pretty. You've got to be pretty convicted in your application. If you're going to go High Council or Swordmaster, you've got to be pretty sure that it's the right call. But it can definitely be, and I've done that before. I've had games that I've completely foregone Swordmaster, gone early High Council, and just powered through a game. You can do it. Baron's up. Baron, of course, has his Signet Ring. Baron's going to want to get involved in this combat here, I would imagine. He does also probably want to get some spice, though, so maybe Imperial Base in the opening here. Doesn't need to worry about anyone ambushing him inside of shipping just yet. So I think I'd be going Imperial Basin with Signet Ring here and look to get the spice, maybe just put the troop in. You know, try and pick up the 2 Solari if you can. What else would Baron be thinking about here? Mentat, maybe? I don't think so. Arakeen, don't really like that. Does have access to Siege with his early drawing here. I get the impression Boss might have been tempted to actually block Fold Space if they could. They don't have the ability to do this, of course. But I have a feeling they could have done. I think they would have done so. But choices here. 5 Persuasion in hand. Maybe considering, like, going to... Maybe just going into seller shipping with Signet Ring and then just early revealing for negotiated, perhaps? Maybe that's the consideration here. I think Imperial Basin is where I would open, just to get hold of the 2 spies. It sets you up for next round to do a lot of different things. He's going to go Carfag for the double intrigues. Okay, let's see what we got here. So, demand respect to the first one. Very good, very strong for the beast here. For Baron, even. Very, very powerful. Windfall also found that's pretty useful early on. You'd rather get that early to try and fund Chip to Swordmaster or whatnot. So, 2 decent intrigues. Baron would be happy with those. I'd be happy with them. Does he put in the troops? He's got to decide he puts in the troops now, because he's going to sell in the shipping next round. Decides against it. Figures I'm going to get my coins from shipping anyway, so I don't need to worry about it. But maybe it could have thought you're depriving the money to other people. Kind of slowing them down. Helena will pick up the spice instead. I think this is reasonable. I think Helena's looking to go selective breeding here. I think that's the plan. Maybe that's what the intention is. She's eyeing up selective breeding here. Memnon's going to pick up, obviously, the gobs of spice here. I think Memnon is going to probably go Signet Ring to Holtzman Engine. I think that's what he's setting up for here. And I don't hate it. Get it early. Get that extra card. Having 6 to 5, like, does make a big difference. If you can get that in the first 2 rounds, that's huge. Tezia is going High Council early. She does decide to punt for it. Okay, so business is on here. This is going to be a lively game. Goober decides they're going to commit for High Council with all these powerful cards. They're going to go for it. I think this is a good call. You need a little bit of luck, though. And obviously, Helena's there, and Memnon is also arming up here. So this is going to be a very heavy persuasion game. This might work out for the Baron, to be fair. He might be able just to pick up some stuff on the side here. Whoa, and Baron Harkonnen is going to go Mentat. He's trying cards here. Interesting. Wow, I'm kind of surprised he did that. I don't really like that decision. Maybe he's, like, keeping a back pocket, trying to put pressure on Helena, perhaps, to get involved more in the combat. He's threatening to steal the Arakeen victory point, perhaps. He's trying to mess with people. Maybe that's what's going on. Helena will respond with Steel Suits, kind of forced into it. Gets the second water as well, so I don't hate this at all. Memnon up. Will be taking Holtzman, as expected. I think this is a very, very shrewd call. So good openings from all the players here, I reckon. I think everyone's fairly happy. This could be a close game. Spice Allies the next tech here. That's a huge one. Very, very big. That's going to interest probably Helena's going to really want that. And she can get it as well. She has a Negotiator. She can pick that up immediately here. So Tessia is going to reveal for 4 and pick up Negotiator Withdrawal. Very powerful card for Tessia to steal alliances. Baron has an action here. Now, what does Baron want to do? I imagine he's just going to go instead of shipping anyways. Oh, no, he's just going to pick up the extra troop here. He's going to go Siege, pick up the water. He's going to say, it's 4 Solari. I don't need to go shipping. 4 Solari is 4 Solari. Don't hate it. Probably still better off just going instead of shipping, not worrying about the 4 Solari, but so be it. Helena picks up G Manipulation. So again, all the 2 Persuasion cards getting picked up here. 3 for Memnon, who picks up Sayadina, who comes off on the row. Oh my goodness. X-Engineer turns up as well. Big, big cards. Power play there as well. Huge, huge cards here. And then Baron is going to reveal for 4. 4 kind of unfortunate. There's not a lot you can do here. 4 is really awkward here. Everything's 5 and above that's of heavy desirability. You just pick up a Liaison, I guess? I think we'll see him pick up on a Liaison. Bit unfortunate only have 4, not 5, but it is what it is. So, next round is going to be huge. Does Helena find Signet Ring? It's going to be very important. If she doesn't pick up Signet Ring, it's going to complicate matters. Maybe Helena's preparing for research as well. I think there's going to be a crazy dive for cards here. Baron going fishing here. Picks up Missionaria and ends up finding Bene Gesserit's sister. So, going fishing. Administrator is the next card here. So, lots of powerful cards. This is going to be a fight. Helena wins the combat. Secures Arakeen, which is pretty useful. Baron will pick up 4 Solari for their troubles. And we're going to move on here. I think everyone, generally speaking, to be fairly happy with this setup. I guess maybe, I don't know. I think everyone's going to feel reasonably happy. But we'll see. I think, I don't know what's happened with yellow here. It's a bit of, I think there's a graphical error on yellow's board here. There we are. Don't know what's going on there. Yeah, that was a bit weird. Anyways, so let's get those out of the way. All right, then. So, 3rd round. Trade Monopoly. This is going to be desirable here. It's not a bad 2nd place either for round 3. Baron's going to be first up here. Baron does not have shipping access. He hasn't drawn it. Oh, dear. Baron has problems. Baron has serious issues here. I wonder if Baron's just going to go Fold Space with Ixguild and just get a Dreadnought in play here. Get rid of, like, both the daggers or something. Baron has drawn really awkward. Or does he go Wealth and then Windfall to Swordmaster? Either way, he doesn't have access there. He's going to hope that Memnon doesn't go for it. Memnon can get there, though. And they're going to see Baron's going to be, he's going to go Mentat. He's going to desperately just try and find access here. He doesn't find it with Gesserit's sister. That is no good. Memnon might see this and think, I might be in some business here. Helena does find Signet Ring. What does she take? She has 8 Persuasion now. Takes Spy Satellites with the tech. Surely going Kwisatz Haderach here. Will not be going for Charm Directorship. So she's just going to reveal here. Helena is just going to completely tighten up and just be completely uninteractable now, I imagine. Not going to get involved at all. Just going to buy Spiceman's Flows. Interact on their business here. It's not a bad spot for Helena. Maybe not the most interesting, but it's a tournament. It's about effectiveness here. So Memnon might see this and think they're in business. I think they have to go Fold Space. I think not going Fold Space just seems wrong. It's there. Even if you don't get it this round, like, you're set up for the next 2. I think you've got to do it as Memnon. Memnon kind of wants to go and try and pick up Throne Directorship. That's the alternative here. But I don't think there's any way to really make this happen without a huge expenditure of resources. I think you've got to go Fold Space, right? At least set it up for the next 2 rounds. But you notice Baron going to Mentat immediately means that he didn't have access to it. And he's trying to find it, and it's possible he didn't find it. He had, 7 cards? So probably about a coin flip, he finds access. And if he doesn't find access, that's great. You know, fold space and that. Oh, but doesn't go for it. He's going to take the spice. Oh, wow. Baron, maybe a little fortunate here, but Baron still can't get there. Interesting. Very interesting. Okay, so be it. Tezzy's up next. Tezzy's wondering what on earth's going on here. Tezia could boundless ambition of forward space and siphon away from wealth, but doesn't do it. Doesn't do it. I'm a little surprised. I would have thought Tezia might have considered doing that there and then. But opts against it. Going still suits first. This is a weird game. Now, Miracle's Tezia Verni's Baron's ambition can be revealed. It is its own 5 strength reveal here. Maybe we're going to protect it for power play or something. I don't know. We'll see. So Baron's up. Baron still can't get there, by the way. I think Baron's got to go forward space fixed guild here. I think that's the play. Yeah, and it does do so. Just to block it up. Get the bump. Get a Dreadnought in. Don't hate this. Dagger will go. Convincing should go, I would imagine. And does. Getting a first Dreadnought into play. That's going to be concerning. Memnon's surely realizing now that they couldn't get there. Helena's just going to go smuggling here. Again, she's just not going to get involved at all now. Just gonna completely cocoon up, I imagine. Just try and pick off Spiceman's flows and call it a day. Menon's gonna go for conspiring, setting up for some Swordmaster or high council action. Picks up Glimpse the Path. I tell you what, that's not a bad intrigue for him, but needs the spice though. Will not be able to deploy here. Tezia might well win this uncontested. Baron does have an action though. Is Baron going Hardy Warriors here? And Sister for the swords? Weird spot for Tezia. Weird spot for Tezia here. I'd be tempted to go Hardy Warriors as Tezia, I'm not going to lie. Keep Baron away from it. Put in an extra troop, but the thing is, he has a Dreadnought now, so that makes life very difficult. He also is the only person with 2 intrigues. You don't have any. So, this is an awkward spot. Maybe, like, trying to go for the win here is not going to work. Just say, you know, Intrigue of the Water is fine. It's a good victory, though. Two bumps. Especially, you've gone smuggling once. You didn't cash it. Tough spot for Goober. Very tough. Very tricky spot here. You could also keep Boundless to look to pick up power play if it gets back round to you. Helena's taking Quizax, you know that. Memnon, you don't know what Memnon's got, so it's very hard to know. But Boundless to Secrets for some insurance, I guess. Interesting. Oh, bit of a lag spike there. That was fun. Finds Water Peddlers. Not really what they wanted, and they will then decrease to go and take the bump with the Spacing Guild. So Baron can win this if he wants, but Baron has to go Hardy Warriors here. It's kind of insane. If Tezia goes Hardy Warriors, like, she actually locks up the combat because Baron can't actually deploy. Which is kind of insane. But Hardy Warriors it is. Baron will take the combat down. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of tough for Tezia. Like, you don't want to spend the water here. But I think that's what you've got, you know, but I think I would have been tempted to do so. Reckoning the swords are good here for Bene Gesserit's sister, so a cheap win for Baron. He'll happily take that. Does not need to put in any more here. But now the intrigue's complicating it, and now it makes life a little bit more awkward for Baron here. So Baron overcommitting now, scared of the intrigue. 11 strength is going to be way too much. But sure. So, Quizax for Helena. Memnon's going to reveal for free. Gets a water back as well. I guess just takes another liaison. Yeah, so again, arming up for Spicer Slows himself as well. Want to fund Holtzman. Tezzie's going to reveal for 5 and take power play. It does work out. And then Baron Baron will take the 2 swords. I don't think he's going to be interested in court intrigue. Does come up on the row here, but I imagine he takes the swords. Oh, is he going to risk it? All afraidfully? I think he probably... I feel like he's going to take the swords here. I could be wrong. Yeah, I think it is going to take the swords, so he's going to do so. All right, then. So Baron wins it. Tezzy still gets, you know, a water and intrigue for the trouble. Not terrible. Loads of water now, which is pretty desirable. Baron does have Demand Respect. Now, do they use Demand Respect now to take the Spacing Alliance? I think I actually would do so. I think I would actually not worry about the 2 spies and just take the bump for spacing. But we'll see. If you don't put it in, you're expecting to win another combat later in the game here. And the problem is that might start sitting in your hand a little bit. Dreadnought's got to be deployed somewhere. I think I would take the Alliance. I would take one of them and then look to go smuggling, secure the other Alliance, and call it a day. But Greedy Baron's going to be greedy here. He's not playing Demand Respect. Okay. Alright then, so he's going to hold on for now. I would have rather just got it in. Oh dear, now, well, this is now a little awkward. Well, he's going to play it a bit late here. Really should have done this first. But players are going to allow it. I don't know who pressed the button there. It should really be whoever wins presses the button, so... Because they don't know what you've got. Alright then, well, it's done. Okay, good. Right, so Throne Alliance is taken. Gets Baron up to 4 points. Helena's going to be first here. Helena draws a pretty bad hand here for what she's looking to do. Both daggers, diplomacy, G-manipulation, selective breeding. Helena's kind of set her stall out here saying she's not really interested in getting involved with anything here. Could cash in smuggling to get 7 Solari and then wait for someone else to cash in. But that will give Memnon their Swordmaster, though, so that's a bit awkward. Bit awkward for Helena. I feel like selective breeding would be probably my natural start point here. Just because you got spy satellites doesn't mean you shouldn't go to faction at all. Not a bad idea for spy satellites is to abandon 3 factions and just bomb a 4th. And just try and take that alliance down. That way you're getting 2 points for that and then 3 endgame points regardless. It's usually pretty effective here. Helena also, by the way, just because your spy satellites might still go for Chome directorship, you can still trash spy satellites if you want to for 3 spies. That is still an option. So if she gets hold of Chome directorship and gets bumps everywhere, like, you know, that might change the game plan, but I would be surprised. We'll see. Or do you just go go to research station? No, go in Carthag. Interesting. Well, dagger goes. That's kind of a curious play. Finds ambush, which is pretty good. Why Carthag? I'm kind of mystified by that. I'd have thought you'd want to do anything else. Huh. Interesting. Very curious. Tezzy, by the way, finds cannon turrets. Forgot to make a mention of that as well. That is going to be a real problem for the Baron. Memnon's up. Yellow's having a look at everyone's discard piles, having a snoop. What does Memnon want to do here? You could just go smuggling and get the 8th coin and then Swordmaster. Or do you want to go... Are you going High Council first? He has 6 persuasion. Here's an interesting play for Memnon. Does Memnon just go High Council and reveal Choem? I think Memnon does. I think Choem here is really big. And if Memnon wants to be competitive in this game, I think has to do it. I think I'd be going High Council. No one else can get there. He's going to do it with he's going to do it with that though, which is interesting. It's only going to give him 7 persuasion. Ooh, he's going to rely on fold space then to get him there to 8. I think this is the right call. Choem directorship is such a big card, and you've got to do it while Helena can't take it away from you. Does not have Signet Ring in hand. It is in the discard. Use it, of course, to get hold of Kwisatz here. It's a brave call, but I think Mindon's got to do it. I think I'd do it with the dagger, though. You don't know what you're going to draw with your fold space, and that's scary. If you... I don't know what that card is. I don't think it's their dagger. But if that was their dagger and they fold space somewhere, and they couldn't get shown, they'd feel pretty silly here. So do they know what their next card is? Is it like Recon or something? Okay, does it with this way, so they get a bump. They're going to get it with the Emperor, so that's going to be the alliance they're going to push for here. So here we go. Tezia's going to go Research Station. So Tezia looking to pinch Chone Directorship. And now Memnon has a real problem. He didn't dagger it. And now Chone Directorship is in jeopardy. Tezia has 10 Persuasion. But it's going to be interesting now. Tezia is going to have to surely look to early reveal for Choam. If they want it. And I think putting in the troop there, like, if they do, I think that says that they're absolutely intending to. So Tezia has 10 Persuasion. Would like Chone Directorship. Chone Directorship in Tezia Furnace's hand is frightening. But Memnon has made this awkward by going Signet Ring now. He does not have enough Persuasion to get there. Only has 7. If he had gone Dagger, would have given an extra option. That's why I wasn't a big fan of going with his Signet Ring. I think you've just got to ensure it immediately. And if Tezia does something like that, or if, Helena does something like that, then you can kind of early reveal a bit safer here. But now Memnon has to play Fold Space and hope Tezia doesn't early reveal. So, problems here. And I think Tezia Vernix is going to early reveal for it. I really do. Baron's going to go Imperial Base and pick up a couple of spies here. Baron's hand's kind of rubbish. Doesn't deploy. Okay. Helena is just going to pick up the Great Flat Spice here. So, kind of preparing up for maybe a Highliner at some point, just to take a combat victory point. Don't hate it. And now Memnon has this problem. And Memnon now hates his life and wonders why he didn't use his dagger. Real problem here now. I mean, Memnon just has to fold space. But the only question is, where do you fold space to? It's as simple as that. I probably would fold space to... I honestly think I would consider fold space on Hardy Warriors. The other alternative Memnon has is Memnon could use Glimpse the Path to draw his card and reveal. He can get out of this. You know what? I don't even hate that. I honestly think with so much there, I think Tezia is happy to early reveal to take Chone Directorship. I think you've got to get in front here as Memnon. Those 4 bumps are just so huge. I think I would be doing this as Memnon. Use Glimpse and just reveal and say, alright, I got it wrong. I should have used Dagger, whatever. Use the Intrigue, bank Chone Directorship, and move on. And I think that's what we're going to see here. Yep, and that is exactly what we're going to see. I think this is the right call. Bit of a recovery from Memnon here. Saiyadina will make it very... Oh, it was Saiyadina. Okay, very clean here. So, has 10 Persuasion. You just got to take it. I think to not take it now is a mistake, and will do so. Chone Directorship taken from Memnon. Big card. Keeps them in the game here. They was looking a bit iffy here, but I think Tezia was going to early reveal to do it as well, so it was whoever was going to go do it first. Memnon, I think, makes the right call. Has 2 Persuasion in hand, by the way. So, curious to see what if they're going to buy anything else. Memnon's deck is 15 cards. It does include Fold Space, though. It does include Water Peddlers. So... I don't think I'd take any other cards as Memnon. I think that's fine. You need to start buying Spice of Slows. I think that's cool. But that's a big card for Memnon there. So Tezia clearly, surely was going to early reveal, but beaten to the punch. Tezia now in some trouble. Tezia yet to score in this game, by the way. Tezia's got to get some action here. What does Tezia want to do now? Hardy Warrior seems, I think, automatic. I think you've got a Hardy Warrior here, right? You've got to make a punt for the victory here. You've got Cannon Turrets as backup here. If someone does something crazy, like, you can always retreat them with Negotiated Withdrawal. Has 10 Persuasion, so you can use a Diplomacy and still buy Spice with Flow. That's guaranteed. I think Hardy Warriors would be my play here. And does agree. Now, it does have the opportunity to discard a card for a spice if they want with their first snooper token. I imagine they get rid of a dagger for the spice. I think that's fine. Yep, looks good. Takes the spice. Might need to actually give themselves the spice. That'd be good. And we're going to move on here. So does Baron want to fight? Baron would have to go Arakeen to do so. I expect they will do it. They might also Mentat. No, they're going to go into the shipping. They're happy to give this one up here. Interesting. So just going to go ahead and do some shipping here. Sweetness Awaken is a ridiculous fine for the Baron. That's really kind of cruel. Detonation device is taken. So looking to get some extra points out of the Dreadnoughts here. And that's one. Baron has paid one too many. Yeah, but Baron needs to be at 1 spice, not 0. 3 coster, not 4. There we go. Now, they don't have their Swordmaster yet. No one has their Swordmaster, and we're on round 4. This is a weird game, but it shows you what, like, a really packed Imperium road does. Kind of nuts. So, Helena's just going to reveal... I don't think she'll buy anything. I don't think she can buy anything. Tessie's going to reveal and buy Spice. Tessia can't retreat here. She's got to take the victory point. Much she kind of wanted to retreat. I mean, victory point's a victory point, right? And Baron's going to reveal for 4. I expect we'll probably take Guild Chief Admin. I think. Has 13 cards. Bit of a chunky deck, though. I think... I don't really like that from Baron. I think if you're going to go Freighter Fleet, you might as well take Guild Chief Admin. Really going to take Freighter Fleet in Court Intrigue instead of Guild Chief? I'm a little surprised by that. I think you're far better off having 1 decent card than 2 okay ones. And I like Court Intrigue. Don't get me wrong. I really enjoy Court Intrigue. I think it's a really fun card. But I don't think I would have done that. But here we go. Is what it is. So, Tessia wins uncontested. Goes for Liaison, does Baron. Okay, this is getting a little weird here for Baron. I think he's kind of muddling his deck up a bit here, and I think he might regret this later on. Now, Cannon Turret is huge. Cannon Turret is going to stall at some point the Baron being able to get off a detonation device hit, but it's got to be done while there's only 1 Dreadnought in play. Cannon Turret gets rid of 1 Dreadnought, not 2. So it has to do it before the Baron buys a second. So it can deny the victory point. Tez, I have to keep an eye out here. Tez, he finds power play, by the way. Round 5 is Sort Through the Chaos, the Mentat combat here. No one has the Swordmaster, so this has extra value than it normally would do at this point in the game. Usually it's like, so be it, but no one has Swordmaster. No one has access to Swordmaster in this bizarre match. So, there's plenty to fight for here. We shall see. Memnon to begin here. What on earth do you do as Memnon? Do you just go, like, well for something and just secure the alliance? And call it a day? Garrison some troops? I don't hate it. Obviously, you need to start buying some Spiceless Flow, though. You could go Hagar Basin, pick up the free spice, maybe look to go Selective Breeding afterwards. I don't hate that either. But again, everyone's only got 2 actions, so everyone's kind of being a bit stilted here, and it's really complicating this game for players. Players are used to having, like, 3 actions more often than not at this point. So everyone's kind of got these big hands and lots of good cards, but they're struggling to actually use them. Helena, by the way, he's yet to find Kwisatz Haderach, by the way. Still waiting to see it. I feel a bit unlucky they've not found it yet. So it's going to take the spice first. Oh, no, they're going to go into sell the shipping. Okay, yeah, they're the other person that have access to it. Okay, don't hate that. Don't hate that. That's 6 persuasions, worth noting. Roe has definitely cheapened out now. So that will not do Memnon and Tessia as much good, but they both got hold of some fun cards, so I don't think they'll complain. Tessia is up. What does Tessia want to do here? She's got 1 snooper token, so whatever snooper token she takes next, she will get the bonus from.
Do you consider maybe going power playing to Wealth to get the 2 troops into combat and then, like, Boundless to get them in and then shift away to, like, double bump something? I don't know. Such a weird spot, this for Tezia. Really strange. You've also got to decide what lines you're going to go for here. And the only one you're going to likely get hold of is Selective Breeding, unless you absolutely punt for, like, Emperor here. You could also go Steel Suits and put pressure on Baron. It's hard to know how to proceed here. It's a very, very complicated game. Like, sometimes you have games and the turns play themselves, but this is a very complicated game here. Really, really unfamiliar positions for everyone here. Really strange. Fascinating to watch. Tezia has both rings. The argument is you could power play Wealth to get Menta access and look to buy that with your Signet Ring and just get all your snoopers online and just start working on it. You could power play Wealth and then take both of that influence away if you wanted. But it's really complicated, this. But I like getting those 2 troops here. I feel like that would be nice to do. Might go to Wealth instead. With Boundless Ambition. Like, take it and then immediately shift it away somewhere else. I feel like Wealth is the way to go here. Secrets it is. So they're going to take 2 bumps with the secrets. 1 for shifting, and then 1 for the actual... for the bump there. So, going to stick to 4 points. They do get the Intrigue. They find Call the Market, which I tell you what, if that's pretty big. They've already got 1 Spice plus Flow. That's a big find. We'll use Water Peddlers to get the extra water here. Which is their extra 1 for the bonus here. Finds Guild for Authorization. That's a big one. Hello. That's actually really stiff. I tell you what. Baron's Alliance is in jeopardy here. Tezia has 4 bumps at full space if they want it. 2 for power play, 1 for the snooper, and 1 for Guild Authorization. Spacing Alliance is in absolute trouble here. And Baron is never going to know it's coming here. This is the strength for Tezia. Like, Tezia can do these crazy moves out of nowhere, and there's not a lot you can do about it. Letting Tezia get power play is super scary. Baron can do nothing about it. Baron's going to get hold of his Swordmaster finally with Windfall. First person there, which is crazy at round 5. So that will be paid for. But uses Been a Gesture Assist to do it, not the dagger. That is really weird. Why would you not use the dagger to do that? Very strange. I don't know what that's about. Whatever. I don't know why you wouldn't use your dagger there, but okay. It's just superior in every way. But so be it. Hyda's up. Hyda was, I think, maybe hoping this was going to be a victory point combat and to barrel in, but it isn't. What does Helena want to do here? Selective Braiding? Get rid of, like, Dune Desert Planet or something? She kind of wants to use a card first, though. So she's going to smuggle first. Take the cash. Maybe looking to go Mentat. Maybe looking to go High Council. I really don't know what how she's going to proceed here. But I think Helena was really wanting this to be a victory point combat. Whenever she drew Diplomacy. And I think she was considering hitting a Highliner. But it hasn't turned up here. So that's complicating that as well. Back to Memnon. Man, what does Memnon do here? Memnon's got 5 Persuasion. I donate Research Station. Try and find that Spice Must Flow. I don't hate it. You're going to get a water back with Water Pet. That's the great thing. When you have water reveals, it makes Research Stations, like, really good. Like, if you can get Duncan Idaho, who reveals for water and 2 swords, it makes Research Station feel so, so good. Like, I've had it before, like, game with Paul Atreides. I got both Water Peddler and Duncan Idaho, and I just kept hitting Research Station and buying Spiceless Flows. And I just kept getting the water refunded. It made me very tricky to play against, because I was having swords in deck, and people didn't really know what my strength was. You can really mess with people. But Menron's, I don't think it's going to play too crazy here. I feel they feel like they're doing well to keep up to pace here currently. Of course, Helena, bear in mind, Helena is only at 2, but has currently 4 endgame points here. But I wouldn't be shocked to see Research Station to get in 2 troops. And maybe find a Spice Must Flow. I wouldn't be shocked to see it. 5 Persuasion. Can you draw 4? You've got Liaisons. You've got Convincing still on there. But has 15 card deck here. So it's a bit hard to know. But I think it's worth the gamble here for Memnon. If you draw like 8 persuasion, you've got to see, if you get like 8 persuasion, what are you doing with 8 persuasion? Are you buying X Engineer? Are you buying like Spy Trade? Are you just gonna like buy Court Intrigue and try and get some cheap stuff? That's the problem here. If you don't hit 9, what do you do? I think that's what's going through Memnon's mind here. And I think it's what you should be thinking of. If I don't get what I'm after, what is the backup play? They could also go Mentat first to try and give better odds. And you know what? I don't hate that. Is Tessia Vernius ever going to Research Station here? I don't think so. I honestly don't hate a Mentat here. I think Mentat's actually a good call. Just to try and give yourself better odds at the Research Station. Yeah, I think this is the good call. I like this. I think this is a good play. Vice shown directorship. So, yeah. Wanted to definitely get that out of the way. Here it comes. I think the alliance is being stolen here. It's a bump. Baron Harkonnen is somewhat unlucky here. But this is the power of Tessia Vernius. And it's why Baron really hates playing against Tessia Vernius. Because of stuff like this. So the alliance is stolen. Tessia takes the lead here. And that is bad news for Baron. Nothing they could do about that. Completely out of their control. Unlucky. So... Oh, I've just realized why Baron went for Drencher's sister, because he was looking to play Missionaria. I do apologize earlier on. He's going to Missionaria to take the bump back here. So, what does Baron want to do with his bump? Is he going to retaliate bump and take it with the... Spacing Guild? I think that's what we're going to see here. Troops are going to go in. Arakeen it is. Finds his liaison, which is fine. Gets a bump. Will retaliate here. Needs some more help, though. I think I would do the same thing, to be honest. And we'll put troops in here. Of course, still wants to win the combat here. Wants to be picking up the detonation devices. But Tessia could cause further havoc by putting just one loose troop in and cannon turret here, which would be pretty brutal. I think Baron's got to put in... Only puts in the one. Wow. I guess they're saying, well, I'm going into combat again in a moment. Helena's going to go as Swordmaster now with her money. And G-Manipulation will cut that off there. Alright then. So it's all going on here. Again, still horribly complicated game, this. Memnon back up to the party here. Does Memnon get involved here? Seeing Baron... It's kind of weird. Baron did not put in... But Baron, like, will be able to put in. You got to think, surely he is putting in if they didn't do that. So it's kind of weird, this. I don't know what... I mean, you got to go research it, right? It's why you went Mentat. You kind of didn't want to see Throne Directorship. You would have rather seen a better card. I think you still got to go research station, though. I think you've set up for it. I think you got to commit here. No! Go Siege! Wow. I'm a little surprised by that. I guess they're picking up Axion Engineer and go look to pick up some cheap techs. I guess is the plan. Don't know if I like that, though. We shall see. Tessie's going to reveal for 5. We'll take Spice Trader. Very strong card. Can't activate it currently, should be noted. Does not have 2 persuasion with the Fremen. Wow, Throne Direct Delegate turns up here, by the way. That's a pretty desirable card. Baron now has to respond, surely. Baron's already set himself up to go in like Carthag or something. Interesting that Memnon went for the water and didn't go for the intrigue. Very curious about that. Tessia is not going to put in any troops. She couldn't, anyways, yeah, she couldn't with the Sigma, I do apologise. So, cannon turrets might well fire off here, but we'll be able to get this off later on. It's going to be a problem to Baron. Baron's going to mine to put the troops in. Figures, well, I'm probably good here. This is kind of a surprise. Is Baron really going to give up Mentat here? Surely not. Seems insane. So he's going to hope that his Dreadnought's good enough here and that Memnon does not have more swords. This is a little interesting for Baron, but okay. Guess someone wants to get hold of the spice for Highliners. The money here will also fund another Dreadnought. Maybe they're going Chow Murky. I'm really unsure here. We shall see. Helena's up. Helena might as well get a little bit of cash here, I guess. Finds diversion. Not what they wanted to see here. That's not helping them here. Doesn't put a troop in either, so just going to hold bot 5 for now. Memnon's going to reveal for 5. Surely X-Engineer, I guess, is the play. But Chome Delegate's there, and people like picking up Chome Delegate. So 4 water for Memnon here. Has to justify getting a use out of all that, though. Are they not going to buy it all? They got a big deck. Whatever they take, they may not even see. I think it would have been tempted just to take X-Engineer, though, just as denial, not let anyone else have it. Baron's going to win the combat here. Has 4 to buy. I imagine he's going to take Delegate here. I might take Admin. Admin's fine. Okay, so be it. And then Helena will reveal for free, and I guess... I don't know what she's taking here. I really don't know. Guild Administrator, maybe? If anything? Don't know. Kind of weird. Might even consider going Shot Trooper. I don't even hate that. 2 swords and the dagger. If you're going to find a way to punt into a combat, those 2 swords are useful with ambush. Chome Delegate people like to take, but she doesn't have shipping access, so I don't think it's as good, but whatever. We're going to move on here. So, Baron wins. Baron surely detonates the Dreadnought here, I would imagine. Menon gets an Intrigue and 2 Solari for his 3 troops. Charge the price for Baron, I guess. But kind of surprised they didn't go... They went Siege instead of Carthage. So, 4 water. So, looking to hit basically Research Station twice is the plan. Dreadnought is detonated for the point. Takes Baron up to 5 here. We're going to move on to round 6. Again, very close game. There's maybe a couple of things that I maybe would have liked seeing other players to do a little differently, but so be it. Baron finds Tactician, pretty good. Memnon finds Tiebreak. I tell you what, in a game like this, those 10 spicy in the game might well make a bit of a difference here. But Chalmurky is on the row, and that complicates it. Alright, here we go then. So, Memnon has about 6 million persuasion in hand. Alright then, round 6 is more victory points as well. Terrible purpose here. Helena finally finds Quizzes Haderach. Finally. Players might have forgotten she had it. Things are a bit of a mess over here. We'll tidy up the Baron here. Baron, of course, has 4 actions here. Some players only have 2. Which is kind of ridiculous. So Tezzy's going to open up with Fold Space just to secure the alliance. Don't hate it. I think that's fine. So Baron, kind of unfortunate for him, but Tezia doing what Tezia does and seeing alliances. Memnon's got to be concerned, by the way. Like, she is yet to cash in the Emperor token. And that is 2 bumps right there. And she has stuff like Negotiated as well, so that's pretty scary. Memnon kind of needs to try and secure that ASAP. I actually wouldn't even hate Memnon going smuggling if instead of just taking, which you would imagine would happen. And looking to secure. Actually, to be fair, I'm kind of surprised. Oh, interesting. So Tezia, by the way, went Diplomacy to Fold Space. Did decide to go Interstellar and take the bump that way using Negotiated. Which is a little interesting. I guess she's intending to go Mimic Film with her dagger and get Spiceless Flow. I think that's the plan here. Baron will take Interstellar, but I think Memnon should be looking to secure this Emperor Alliance. I think straight away with smuggling. I think leaving that there is kind of scary. I think needs to be doing this and getting in front. Baron finds Signet Ring with the card draw. Pretty useful. Hyena does have 4 actions, effectively with Quizzes Haderach, but her hand is miserable. Hand is really bad. Wow. And Signet Ring's not even helping them much either. Does Helena go Minimic with Signet Ring and take Ixion Engineer? And then Quizzes Haderach away to, like, Selective Breeding or something. To try and pick up the Spiceless Flow. I think that's what I'd be doing here. I think that's what I'd be doing. Blue having a little peek. As players are wont to do. Does have diversion, but I don't think going Hardy War. I mean, you could also go Highliner here. With Kwisatz. You could definitely do this. But I don't really like it. I don't really like it. I think I'd be taking Minimic here. This is a brutal if it happens to Tezia. No, just goes for the extra spot. They're going to go for flagship instead. Happy to give up Minimic here. I think I would have taken Minimic. I think I would have preferred that, but so be it. Tesia, very happy to see that. Tesia wants Minimic. We'll have 7 Persuasion in hand, an 8 for Minimic, and a 9 for Tech Negotiation. So that will secure a point for her. And that gets caught. Both corner markets will be online at that point, and it doesn't look like either's going to be lost here. So really significant. Memnon will indeed secure the Emperor Alliance here. I'm sure that's what he's doing. Yeah, and does. And taking the spies. Doesn't need the money anymore. Interesting. Yeah, interesting to not go... He's still after the Swordmaster. Happy to give that up. Taking the spice instead, which is curious. Tesia will take Minimic. So that's a point. Plus 2 endgames are now online here. So great news for Goober. Absolutely ecstatic here. Shuttle Fleet, the next tech out. Might be some value for that. Tesia's going to be totally happy. Tesia's going to think, I've got 5 victory points this round. 4 or 5 victory points. Like, absolutely crazy amount. Sorry, some ridiculous number. That might be a bit exaggerated. Baron is up. Baron could get Shuttle Fleet with his Dreadnought. And if you're going Dreadnoughts, Shuttle Fleet is a great way of self-funding that. Gonna go well first and secure the point. I think we're gonna see Baron go Dreadnought here to pick up Shuttle Fleet. I strongly suspect. And I think the reason he went Wealth is so he can do it with his Signet Ring and still get the Dreadnought. Helena does go flagships. Decides against... does go... Highliner even. Goes adventuring. Thrown them in here. I mean, you don't need to throw in that many. She'll throw in 5 to activate Diversion, because might as well get out the hand here. Decides against flagships. Curious. Okay, I mean, I don't hate this. Putting pressure on. I guess if you're not going to have the money for flagship, I guess, so I guess this is fine. Memnon's going to use Sidea to get the point. We'll use it with selective breeding as well, so tons of action compression here. This is great for Memnon. Loads of points being scored here. Spice and Slow incoming. Peddler goes to get another water here. Now, the only issue with this is that Memnon... Oh, he's going to be finding only 2 cards, so he's hoping he's going to find Sayadina on the next rotation pretty quick and get an extra point of Sayadina here. That's the plan. But Tesia is looking really, really, really good here. Like, players don't realize how good she's... They don't realize she's got corner of the market, and that is 2 victory points, and I don't... Tesia's in a great position to win this game now. Kind of flown under the radar a little bit. Challenge Baron, took the Alliance away. So, real chance here for Tesia. Interesting that, I guess Helena was going to go with Minimic to get hold of Extension. I guess she's not bothering with that now. We'll see. Baron is up next. Baron can't use Skill Compact. I think that was the plan. But now he's just going to have to settle with the Negotiators. His hand's kind of awkward. I think he still takes Shuttle Fleet, though. Again, what do you do with Shuttle Fleet, though? You're going to get a bump with the Bene Gesserit, and the other one's doing, what, Emperor, I guess? Secure the Fremen? Could go Chow Murky. I don't hate Chow Murky. Obviously, you want to get hold of the spices, but you've got to get another Dreadnought here. I think you've got to go Dreadnought and buy something. Whichever way you see it. But you've got to threaten for next round. Obviously, your concern, though, is how am I going to get Highlanders next round? That is a problem. And you need to consider what you're going to do there. Now, obviously, he doesn't know that Tesia has cannon turrets, and that's going to completely ruin this plan, but you can't know that. If it's there, it's there. I think we will see it grabbed. No, goes Carthag. Finds Infiltrate. Oh my goodness me. Oh my goodness me. Might we see a double adventuring here? Is Baron actually going to consider going Highliner here? Everyone's got to discard 2 cards, though. Quizet Haderach does count as Bene Gesserit, so everyone must discard 2. Doesn't affect Tesia. Doesn't affect Memnon. Memnon still secures the Spiceless Flow, so Baron's got to make a decision what they want to discard here. What is their next move going to be? Do they infiltrate? They do not. They're not interested. So they get 2 negotiators. And I guess they're just gonna... I don't know what they're gonna take here. They can't infiltrate their own instead of shipping. So I guess get rid of Dune and then recon for something. Yeah, I do forget that Kwisatz is Bene Gesserit officially. Point for Memnon. That's one of his 2 Holtzmans there. Memnon technically in the lead here. And recon, just picking up a water here. Just going to put in, I would put in 2 troops. Oh, Helena doesn't have any money, I guess, so it's not too bad. I'd be scared of double cross, but Helena has no money. So I guess that's probably fine. But yeah, later game, I'm usually trying to put in 2 troops. Because if you put in 1 and someone just double crosses you out of the combat, you get nothing. And that feels pretty silly. So I tend to err on the safe side here. Just going to pick up the spies here. So arming up for more Highliner action is Helena here. Helena's going to be careful though. She's got 4 in-game victory points. It only puts her to 6. Helena, I think, has relied a bit too much on the fact that she's got these in-game victory points and has not been scoring meanwhile. And now is like thinks, oh shit, I got to start winning some combats. Which is risky. Which is very risky. But here we go. Baron has a reveal of 0. Still got to press the button. Obviously won't buy. Helena's going to reveal for 2. I don't think Helena's going to buy anything. The Engineer, of course, is out of there. That is gone. I don't think she'll buy. 12 cards. I mean, you could go for a liaison, but I think this is fine. And that'll be that. So Baron gets a spice in the water for his troubles. He'll be happy with that. And Helena finally takes a victory point, getting herself up to... getting her 3rd point. Baron will pass. Dagger will go for Helena, and here we go then. Conflict free is about to begin here. This has been a very strange and curious game. Very weird game. So here we go. First up is going to be the Battle of Arakeen here. So Red gets a bonus troop. Good news for them. Kwisatz is redrawn. They'll be happy with that. So we're going to see some Highliner action here. This is going to be carnage. Baron! Oh my goodness me! Baron's hand! Whoa, that's a horrible hand. Okay, what does Baron do here? I think Baron has to ship and take flagship. This hand is so bad, I don't see what else you can do here. Wow. How do you draw that hand? That is unlucky. But you've got to make the best of a bad situation, and I think that starts with just take flagship before anyone else does. Don't let Helena find a way to do it. Don't allow it. It's a point. Take the point. You've got 2 negotiators. You get it for cheap. You can literally go up and down and take flagship for 2 spice. I think you got to do it. It keeps your spice as well for Sleeper Must Awaken. And just hope no one goes Mentat. It just is what it is. But even if you draw a bad hand, you just got to do it with it. By the way, speaking of bad hands, Artesia Vernius has drawn both her Spice Must Flow cards. Can you believe it? Apologies there. Slight bit of hiccups. So 2 absolute garbage hands. Memnon's isn't great. Helena's by far the best hand going here. If she goes Highlander, of course, that then allows her to start infiltrating instead of shipping as well. So Helena is kind of fortunate here in how this has worked itself out. Kind of insane. But I don't see what else Baron does here. I think you've just got to take flagships and then kind of reassess. You could infiltrate flagships. You could infiltrate instead of shipping, but I don't think I like risking flagshipping. It's a point. You get it for 2 spice, basically. You know, it is what it is, but you just got to deal with it. And just take 2 points. You get a bump as well for, say, Bene Gesserit, and you just say, so be it, you know, it is what it is. It's a bad draw. He's gonna Mentat first, and he's gonna pray that somehow he doesn't lose flagships. Finds Freighter Fleet, which is not really any better. Wow. So Helena's not interested in Trom Delegate here, in infiltrating shipping here. Not interested. Taking that recon, finding... Ooh, that's not that great a draw. Kwisatz opens up here to go to Highland, looking for diplomacy, so just barrels in immediately here. You can do that with Kwisatz. You can take an agent off the top of the board. So looking for diplomacy, doesn't find it, so think, screw it, just get him in. And just try and win this combat here. Memnon's up. Memnon goes... Memnon goes research station. So no, it doesn't go into stellar shipping. So I guess Tesia goes in stellar shipping. Wow. And could actually cause some problems here. I mean, I guess you have to, right? Interesting that Memnon went instead of shipping and didn't save the water for, like, Saidina. I guess she's going to take the Spice of Slow from it, which I guess is fine. Needs to get Holtzman on the line. Drawn up all over the place hand, though. I don't see what else Tesia does. Tesia's 2 actions. You've only got... I mean, what do you do here? I think you just... Interstellar and just get your Emperor bump and then cry? I guess. What a crazy hand. Maybe Grad doesn't have Swordmaster. It wouldn't have helped. Maybe this part of Tesia also kind of thinking, don't want to get a troop in to block any counter action. To deny Baron here. But I think you got to worry about yourself here. I think you got to Interstellar, get that Emperor bump. You could also conceivably take both bumps. Oh, that's awkward though. How are you going to get 2 bumps here? Without giving up the... Oh, this is actually really awkward for Tesia. I mean, Tesia actually no. Tesia, what she can do is she can ship. She can take the bump with the Emperor. The Super Token gives her a bonus bump and 2 troops. And then she finesses away one of those bumps to the Fremen and gets 2 points. And just gets it a 9. Core the Markets is live for now. That's going to get you at least 10, if not 11. I do not see what else there is here. I really don't see what else there is. I would actually consider taking the cash just to buy Swordmaster ready for next round. You have to assume there's a next round here, but goes for the Spice. So the double bump will be taken. And I think you finesse 1 to get the Fremen bump, and then you've got your 5 points from factions. And you just reassess. Are you really not going to finesse away that? Well, I don't like that. I really don't. Like, if something crazy happens, like, if Memnon wins this fight now, like, the game's over. And that's a victory point even on the table. You can't secure that, so you're assuming this game's going another round. Interesting. Interesting. I mean, it seems likely that Helena wins it, but you don't know that. So taking the chance here. Baron is up. Baron still has the worst hand you could imagine. Like, it's an incredibly bad hand here. Again, we're back to the original point here of, do you just take flagship? You could take flagship with your dagger and then see what else turns up on the row. And then, like, say, infiltrate shipping to get hold of another tech here. Maybe Chow Murky or something. Maybe there's a world you find something like, War of Life gets you back in the game here. Gets you some actions here. I don't see what else there is to do. Like, you have so few options here. Like, I think your actions are kind of forced. I think I go tech negotiation first to buy flagships and see what comes up here, but it's going to do it the other way around. Because the thing is, you're not really doing anything else with your dagger. They're going to take more spice just to put some troops in here, I guess. What a weird hand. Baron is up. Helena is up here, so Helena is laughing here. If Helena sees the hands, like, she cannot believe her luck here. It's insane, the situation that we've got here. Helena has 3 in-game points because of Spice Satellites. So there goes Chum Delegate for the 3 coins. Draws a card. Has only got 8 Persuasion, though. Helena does not have Spice Must Flow. She is short. Now, she really wanted that. So that's a bit of a problem. She can go High Council with a Signet Ring, though, and that will secure the Spice Must Flow here. This is a pretty ridiculous way this is ending for Helena here. I cannot believe how this is gone. I mean, if Baron and Tesia draw normal hands, it's a completely different game here. So Tesia may be a little bit fortunate, but it is what it is. Radofix will not care. Back to Memnon here. So Memnon has 8 Persuasion, 10 Persuasion in hand with his High Council. So he's got options. What do you want to do here? You've got your alliance and your 3 other factions here, but you are pretty concerned about Yellow deciding not to go... Yellow trying to scare him at the Emperor here. Do you buy it? Do you think it's a bluff? It was very strange that they didn't shift away. Oh, no, they couldn't shift to Fremen. They'd already taken the token. My apologies. I'm sure someone has said that in the comments here. Yeah, there's no token. So Tesia could not shift to Fremen. So that's why they didn't do it. Otherwise, I think they would have done. So my apologies, everyone. There's a lot to keep track of when you're doing solo commentary here. So Memnon has a free action. What on earth is the best thing to do here? I have absolutely no idea. You don't have to use Fold Space. So ideas are getting revealed. You've already got High Council. That's done. You can't buy any techs. Do you throw troops in here? It feels kind of bad. You can't win this combat. At most, you've got 16 strength, which Helena's already at. So you can't win it. Fold Space it is. Do you just make a punt for the... Nah, they're just going to play defense here. I would love to have seen Memnon go secrets and make a challenge for the Bene Gesserit Alliance. But decides against it. They're going to play defense here. I think secrets or Slytherin would have been a better choice here. So Dreadnought for Tesia has nothing else to do here. It's that bad a hand. Baron is still up here. Baron's got to take flagships, right? If Baron does not take flagships this round, it seems completely ludicrous. Dreadnought has been denied to them, though. Maybe that's why they went to Haga Basin. They were looking to buy a Dreadnought. And Tesia has seen this and got in the way. They can infiltrate to do it anyways. But then they would lose the infiltration to shipping, which I don't think they really want to do here. But I guess that was the intention from Baron Harkonnen, was to get a Dreadnought in. And Tesia's got in the way. I can totally understand the players taking a while on these moves here. This is such a strange game. Does Baron Harkonnen think he can win this combat? The answer to that is no. There's no way he can get in with where he's at here. Do you maybe go technically and take Chow Murky? I think you should be taking Chow Murky for the intrigues here. I think, given your situation... But he doesn't want to spend a ton of spice, though, because he is concerned about Sleeper Must Awaken. But again, he has 10 spice. Flagship, he can infiltrate shipping, and it costs him 2. With taking the reduction, the negotiators, and the 2 spice. If he doesn't want the money, which he doesn't need, he's already got his Swordmaster. And I don't think High Council really helps him here. That leaves him with 8. He can then Chow Murky with, like, Tech Negotiator. Gives him 5. He still has Sleeper Must Awaken. Still active. And here it comes. I think this is the only logical play here. I don't really see what else you can do. Flagship will surely be taken. And you reassess. You know, maybe you find a different tech that's more of interest to you. So 4 spice. He'll probably take the 2 back. Only 4 spice blue, yeah. Forgot about the fact he had negotiators. We'll take the troops. I guess you just bump Bene Gesserit. I don't see anything else to bump here. Let's see what it is. You see, that's not bad. You know, you might have some interest in buying that. Does he go for this? He's going for the money. Is he going high council, I guess? Huh. Well, Helena's going to go first, and that will secure her Spice Must Flow. She has to put a card aside. You are forced to do that with Helena. You've got to put something aside. Just put Bashar away. It's the most powerful card there. Melon's going to reveal and get a Spice Must Flow. Gets a couple of swords for his trouble as well, and some money. I'll be nice and give him the swords. So that means Halton's online for Memnon. So Memnon has 10 VP and tiebreaker for the Spiceman. If no one buys Chalmurky, that 10 spice from Memnon might well help here. 2 spice for Tesia. Tesia will get hold of another power play, which looks really scary, but they're never going to see it. Jessica turns up on the row here, by the way. There's a bump there. Wow. That might well be a point to someone trying to get to like Bene Gesserit, for example, or an alliance steal. There's value there. That might change some calculations. Baron has an extra turn. I think Baron's got to take attack. I think I go Chalmurky here. I think it is better and does agree. So 3 spice. So Baron is hoping this goes another round here. And this is why I'm surprised Baron took the money. I really don't know why he took the cash. That was a really strange decision. Didn't like that, but he did. So Sonic Snoop as it is, so still gets 1 intrigue and has the opportunity to discard and recycle if he wants. Finds a second tactician. You know what? I would probably be ditching both of those and redrawing them pretty quickly here and seeing what else you find. Finding both tacticians is kind of rubbish. Steven's Awakening will be played now for the point. Don't hate this in case something weird happens. You know, Memnon's sitting there on 9, so I think this is fine. Steven's Awakening is the new Jessica now. I think as Baron, I would be trashing these and just recycling. I don't think it really helps having these two tacticians. You could find all manner of things. Then it finds a Spice Must Flow. So that gets her up to 8 points with endgames. Baron's got to go to another round. The thing is, I think as Baron, this is why I wouldn't mind like recycling and trying to find Water of Life. Pick up Jessica, you know? Get a bump. But decides against it. I guess Baron might as well use a tactician. If you're going to keep them, you might as well use one to try and get in front of green here. And we'll do so. Just trying to be a hassle. Memnon will surely take the supplies. Memnon should not use tiebreaker here as it stands. Especially with Chalmurky not being taken. That's all we're going to see here. So, Helena takes the points. Two more combat points, and suddenly this game is really up for grabs here. She's at 7 plus 3. Big combat coming up here. Memnon finds Private Army. Oh, Baron going and fights Choem Shares! No way! Oh my goodness. That's a crazy find. This is super tight. Anyone could win this game here. Big combat. Grand Vision! It's Grand Vision. It's a dream for Helena. Perfect comment for Helena. Means she doesn't have to care. Who benefits from Grand Vision? Not a lot of people. It's basically a Bene Gesserit fight. Oh, that is so crazy good for Helena. She just goes to breeding, gets Spice Must Flow. That's 11 points. You'd feel pretty good. Research Station also works. So, dream situation for Helena here. What a ridiculous combat for her. Helena might well win this game. I think they've been somewhat fortunate if that is the case. But it's the way it goes. Memnon will open up with Slip Breeding because hand was hideous and it's not got much better. Tesia's got 2 fold spaces in hand here. A crazy hand. Sorry, Mentat. Yeah, Mentat for the double draw. Hand doesn't improve hugely. Baron up next. Everyone can benefit from this, except for Helena, who doesn't care one iota. Helena's just going to pick up as much spice as humanely possible here. Memnon's tiebreaker will be good for the 10 spice, though. Man, what a... How this was not like a normal combat, I don't know, but it wasn't. Absolute dream run out this is for Helena. This has worked out so well for her. That it's Grand Vision now. No, there even was Grand Vision. Now, Baron Harkonnen's complicated. Like, he was going to use flagship to put troops in, but now, A, it's not a great combat, and B, he's picked up Chome shares, so he's never doing that. So can he find a second victory point from somewhere? He's going to take the spice and deny that to Helena. I mean, that's a shrewd decision. Get an intrigue. What do you find? Oh, finds War Chest. Horrible combination with Chome shares. That's a shame. But at least you know, like, Memnon doesn't have it. So I guess there's that. They put in troops in. They might as well. And they do. So Helena wanted that spice for sure. Now Helena can't do a whole lot here. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. They have 11 persuasion. So they get 2 actions. What do you do as Helena? Do you just go secrets and just go for intrigues here, I guess? I think I'd rather go for the intrigues and say like go smuggling and take 2 spies. I mean, that's what I would be doing here. You do have counter dispensation. So you do have 2 spies there. Mahaim's revealing for 2. Really? Goes Arakeen? I don't know what that's about. I don't know why you wouldn't just pick up intrigues here. I guess you're just trying to stop other people draw spice for flows. I guess that's what's going on here. Memnon is going to go ahead and just pick up tech negotiation here. That gets him his spice of flow, I guess. Yeah, that gets him a spice of flow. So that gets him to 10 points. He'll have 10 and about 12 spice. Which is not going to be enough as it stands. Helena is going to buy spice flow. Is going to get up to 11 here. Not much Memnon can do. Oh no, Memnon's going to be 11 as well because of Holtzman. Memnon might win this on Spice Tiebreaker because no one took Chow Murky. Back to Tezia. Tezia has 2 endgame points in the bag as well. She wants to win this combat. Grand Vision has still got value here to take the Bene Gesserit alliance. That gets her a point with the Fremen as well. She hadn't got that yet, so huge for Tezia to find that. Baron is up. Baron can't go there, so he's going to take his point with secrets, get more intrigues. Finds refocus, which is just an extra card draw. Don't hate it. I'd probably just play it. No reason not to. And then he's going to probably go Highliner to try and win this combat and also take the Bene Gesserit alliance here. Tactician and War Chest will both be used. That's going to be 7 swords. But Tezia Vernius does have cannon turrets, which will give her an extra couple of swords. Spice Trader will also count for once. It's going to be tight. Finds convincing argument. Doesn't really matter what it was. I'm going to light some swords, but so be it. Jessica's out the way. It's not going to do anything. No one's getting it. No one needs it now. Jessica does not really help anyone here. Memnon, it would be a horrible mistake for Memnon to take Jessica here. Although saying that, ironically, I actually think he could take Jessica and hold on to the alliance, but why would you ever do that? Just take the sure point. But I think it would actually deny. I don't think there's any way that either of a player can actually... Oh no, that's a lie. I mean, technically Shuttle Fleet, but I mean, no. That's crazy. Memnon could have taken Jessica and take the alliance, and it would have been probably good. But Spice of Slow it is. Helena's got a spare action. What do you want to do here? Just go Carthag and just take an intrigue. Like, I don't really see anything else to do here. Oh, they have the extra access now. I didn't even spot that. Huh. When did they get that bump? Oh, it was a while ago. My bad. Okay, so they get, they're basically just taking the 2 spies and 2 troops. It didn't really matter what they did, but I think I would have taken the, I honestly think I would have taken the intrigue, but hey-ho. So Memnon gets up to 10. Holtzman will count for 11. He's going to have 12 spies. Memnon might be good here. Memnon might hold on. It depends what happens in this combat. Tessia has 8 persuasion, though. Fold space is going to surely get her to 9. She has 9 persuasion. And Call the Market. But Call the Market has lost a point. Memnon has 3 Spice Must Flows in hand now. So Call the Market has lost value. Does not count the second point of Call the Market. There's 1 point for having 2 or more. And there's 1 point for having the most. Tessia Vernius no longer has that. Memnon has denied this. So all of a sudden, Tessia is down an endgame victory point here. And Baron still wants to win this combat here. This is razor close. Tessia can only match. Finds blackmail. That's huge. That's probably going to win the combat here. They've drawn 1 too many. Oops. Well, that was complicated. Just put it on top. Let the players work out what we want to do there. So, Tessia finds a dagger. It doesn't matter. She might as well put troops in here. Yeah, you have enough to supply, so it's going to get you to 10. Call the Market is going to get you to 11. I guess if you take the Alliance, that's 12. And it looks like that's going to happen. Tessia Vernius is going to pinch this. And Baron is gonna... I think Baron is gonna be last here. It has not gone well for Baron. Baron got ahead early. Still has Sonic Snoopers. I think you got to use it. Trash War Chest. I think you got to trash Tactician as well. Not get rid of Tactician? What? You gotta get rid of Tactician. It's not helping you anymore. You can't win this combat. Oh, he finds Dispatch an Envoy. He's still... I guess he's still going Highliner. That doesn't help him, though. Chome shares for a point. Baron is going all in here for this combat. He's going to shut his eyes and hope it works out. It's going to be very close, but I think Tessia has enough firepower in the back pocket now with blackmail. So that's 10 for Baron. Baron's going to fire in with Ixkill, but the problem is Baron loses all tiebreakers now. So he needs to win this combat and just pray this works. So in they go. He can discard 2 for the Dreadnought as well. That all goes in. So 21 strength. Tactician for 24. He wants the detonation devices, but cannon turrets is going to ruin it for the Baron. Helena finds 5 spice and gets the Spice Must Flow. So she's going to be at 11 points here with 9 spice. It's not going to beat the Earl, though. Earl has tiebreaker, which is going to be good. It all comes down to this combat here. And I think Helena's going to win it. Cannon turrets and blackmail is basically a 10-sword swing for Tessia Vernius. And Baron cannot keep up with that. Tessia Vernius... Oh, but Tessia... Oh, no, Tessia she can funnel away from the Emperor. I was about to say, she can't funnel away from the Space Emperor. She loses the Alliance, but there's a spare bump in the Emperor. So Tessia Vernius is going to win the combat, and she's going to get 12 points, 1 for Call the Market, and is going to take this down. Boss gets second place with Memnon for 11 and 2, 11 points and 12 spies. Radofix is going to get third with 11 and 9. Baron Harkonnen with 10 points is not good. It is not good enough. That is brutal. Absolutely brutal. And that is going to be all she wrote here. Helena gets free spice, by the way, out of the combat here, but no, El's still good. Earl is going to win this on Solari tiebreaker against Helena here, which is insane. Core the market is 1 point. So 1 for Tezia. But Earl is going to get his extra point here. And there's the 10 spice. Heine hates to see it. Second place on Solari tiebreaker. What a chaotic match this was.
Okay.
That's ridiculous.
What a chaotic match that was. Oh my
Holy
goodness.
shit.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
This is just insane.
The early
What
game
a-
was so much heartbreak for me, and somehow I got back. I don't know.
It was a chaotic match. Like there was it was such a complicated game as well, especially in the middle. Like everything got really confusing and messy. People drew weird hands, people had weird intrigues. What a chaotic finish.
Oh.
Somehow, I don't know how you've won this second. I'm gonna be honest. Like Helena was looking. I mean, especially when Grand Vision came up as well, and then Earl finds the third spice must flow as well.
I know. Because the hand I drew last round was just hideous. There was just nothing I could do with it.
Yeah,
And I didn't.
but Blackmail won you the game.
Yeah,
You
absolutely.
found it at the end. That won you the game. That
No, I'm
got
well
you there.
aware.
That is.
Yep.
That's how close it was. An unbelievably close game. I think
Yeah.
everyone's favorite at one point. This, bars early. Memnon kept in touch, made the early reveal for the Chum, which was huge. Perhaps
that one hurt.
wishing you hadn't used your signet ring and just daggered it and called it a day, but so be it. Helena obviously the late charge with the Ven game victory point and find the spice. Absolute carnage game this, but great entertainment.
Yeah, it was a really fun game. It was a really good game.
Yeah, it was a really fun.
It was a super tight game.
I mean, it feels horrible to get 10 points and be fourth. Like, that never feels good.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, you have my sympathy.
I
there,
was
but-
expecting to win this fucking last combat, and then turrets,
Yeah.
and then blackmail.
Yeah, turrets they'd had since, like, round 3.
Yeah.
They had turrets for ages.
and
But
just didn't have a
they
chance
pulled
to use
Blackmail at the very, very end, and that was enough to get him over the line, so... It was definitely a little bit unfortunate. But what can you do? Like it was a great game. Like everyone kind of deserved to win it, but someone's got to win and someone has to not to. So feel pretty. It's one of the better games I've seen this tournament so far. So you can at least take that. And then gets tiebreaker counts for a Solari tiebreak as well.
I was hoping you didn't get that last point. That would be him.
That
It would
would've
have been an epic win.
Yeah, I mean as well. Yeah, Memnon. Yeah, if Blackmail doesn't win, Memnon wins this. It was so close. It was so
It
close.
was
So good game,
razor's,
everyone.
razor's edge. Thank you all for playing. It was a really tight and really enjoyable match.
Good.
I'm glad you covered this one. It's gonna be good on the YouTube.
Yeah, and you've qualified
Yeah,
for the
it's-
knockouts as well with this. Like, I think
Yeah.
pretty much that's guaranteed now. So congrats.
I mean, thank you.
What a absolute roller coaster of a game that was. I legitimately think that might be one of the best games we've had in this tournament so far. Just all over the place, nip and tuck all the way. Momentum shifts. Tezia really taking the fight to the Baron as you got to do, finding like the spacings alliance steal. There was some interesting plays throughout, and I'd be very interested to see what some of the players make of this when they return and watch back this game, because I'm sure they will. And for you guys as well, I mean, it's really hard. As I always say, like, we here, we get the benefit of being able to see the entire game, and we can say, oh, they should do this because that player is going to do that, but they don't know that sitting in the seats there, so I don't think any of the players can really sit there and think that they played a bad game. I feel really unfortunate for Bars. I really do. I think actually played a pretty solid game, but it's one of those that just sadly someone had to lose this, so kind of a shame of that. HeccinGoober wins 3 out of 3. He is now in the knockouts. I'm sure that's pretty much guaranteed. Boss finds a huge 3 points there with Memnon, getting him up to 7, getting himself into knockout contention. Radofix with 2 points gets him to 9. And Bars, unfortunately, only 6 points from 3 games, is going to need a big result in his last match. And that's going to be tough because he plays like Vernadub and Mobs as well. So, going to be tricky. But very fascinating to see what comes at the end of this table here. Have a good one, everyone. What a game. We'll see you all in the next conflict once I've caught my breath.